It. Welcome to Derry, Season 1, Episode 3. I kind of quite enjoyed this one, and I think a big part of that was that this episode focuses a lot on. It could be that this show is just really good, because I'm realizing Episode 1 was kind of bad, but this and the last episode, like, this show is worth the hype, as I'm finding out. But a big part of why I like it so much is because I love The Shining, and I love Doctor Sleep, and this episode focuses on Dick Hallorann a ton. Like, this is the Hallorann episode, so that's probably it. Like, this is both an It prequel and a Shining prequel. Also, they mentioned Shawshank here. They say to a guy, they're like, do you know what they do to child killers in Shawshank? Which, if you've seen Shawshank, you know what they do to child killers in Shawshank. And, it's very disturbing. It's very, very dark. Sorry. But anyway, positives and negatives. So my positives is, they're still keeping it to be a reveal that Dick Hallorann has a Shining, and I do like that, even though most people know. That's cool. I like that. I like the opening. We have the kid. He's at the carnival. It's the general, and he gets terrified by this meth head looking dude. And then the meth head looking dude attacks him. I like that, and it's Pennywise. I like that, yet I do have some problems with it that we'll get into. You know, I'm not saying that dude was a meth head. Just looked like a meth head. Probably just a really old dude. In 1908, they all probably looked like meth heads. I'm being a little mean. Yeah, that's dope. I like that. And I like the interaction between all of the kids here. These kids, I mean, I don't know if they're as well developed as the Losers Club from the movies quite yet, but I do like these kids. Much more than the kids from the first episode who all died. And, yeah, they have, like, good quips and interactions with each other and stuff. And there is, a lot of freaky stuff here, you know? We get a hint towards, obviously, Dick Hallorann's grandmother. And we know that his grandfather was from the movie Doctor Sleep, and probably the book Doctor Sleep, and maybe the books of Shining. I don't know. I haven't read the books of any of this because I don't read. I don't know how. I do know how to read. I just don't. But we get hints towards like that. What we learned about in Doctor Sleep. He has an abusive grandfather. His grandmother died. He locked his grandfather in a box. You know, like, we get hints towards that stuff without it being overtly said, which is dope. And he has a scene here, Hallorann does, which is very spooky. And I like the idea that because one of the main characters, the military main character, he doesn't have fear. They're going to send him to fight Pennywise because he doesn't have fear. That is going to backfire easily because the rest of the soldiers have fear. Also, I think even for somebody who quote unquote doesn't have fear, I feel like he might still have. There's something Pennywise can do. Pennywise might be way too overpowered, to be honest with you. Out of like every fictional character, he might be the most overpowered for no reason. I think that might be a problem. But like, yeah, I like that. So, what's negative about this? What do I not like? And I've been talking for a really long time and just rambling. What did I not like about this? Well, Pennywise attacks everybody in the form of ghosts. And these ghosts were not scary. These ghosts look like the ghosts from Ghostbusters 2016. They look like the ghosts from Eddie Murphy's Haunted Mansion movie. The Disney movie. These are not scary ghosts. Why are such not scary ghosts in a supposedly scary show? That also being said, and by the way, ghosts, I guess, do exist in the It universe, because Shining and It share a universe, and Shining has the ghost of the Overlook. And also, I was going to say, like, yeah, ghosts exist, but I guess monsters don't, because Pennywise is an alien and not a monster, but you could argue he's a monster. I don't know. It's not relevant. The like meth head, the normal old dude, who I'm calling a meth head because I'm a dick, looks a lot like the leper that attacked Eddie a bunch in the movies. I don't like it. I don't like that we keep going back to meth head / leper as being a scary thing that Pennywise turns into. Meth heads and lepers aren't particularly scary. They're more gross. Let's stop doing that. Please stop doing that. Let's please stop doing that. But that having been said, maybe we'll get some more creative, scary stuff. But like, if I see a meth head or a leper show up as something spooky in the It franchise again, I'm gonna lose my brains. Meth heads aren't scary. Meth heads are gross. And it makes sense for Eddie, because he's a germaphobe. And yet we put this same design in this show, pretty much. All because this kid in 1908 got scared by an old man who looks exactly the same as the leper. I think Andy Muschietti might have some serious childhood trauma involving being attacked by a meth head as a kid that he's been working through these films. But I don't care. It's weird. Also, was he the guy playing the piano, Andy Muschietti? Because if so, that's a fun cameo. Reminds me a lot of King as the owner of the bookstore in the second It movie. But anyway, I'd probably give this episode a B+. It's pretty good. So yeah.